Hello, we're looking at a course I keep in Canvas called Transition LMS. And the syllabus page is set as the home page. Um, and the announcements are set to remain at the top, calendar at the side, a little description of the course, and then the assignments and activities in the order of their due dates. The thing I want to point out here is that all of the content you see here is embedded, except for the list of assignments, but in the actual assignment, we click that, we see an embedded YouTube playlist, or in this case, just a single video, and then the text is embedded from Google Doc. We go back to the home page, look at the next assignment, so on and so forth. Some of these assignments have very little content in it because this is essentially a work in progress still. The acknowledgement of country activity. There you see a scroll bar appearing because the window in which I asked for the Google Doc to be displayed is dimensions are too short to show the length of the document, so a scroll bar automatically appears. So we'll be looking at how to embed Google Docs into Canvas and some considerations about why and the benefits. So first of all, I need to look at Google, my personal account on Google, because the Google account that you have with RMIT is restricted with a number of features disabled in that restriction. One of them is being able to publish documents so that they can be embedded in multiple websites. So what I do is I go to my personal or an external Google account and I create a folder for the course, in this case Transition LMS. And so far I have folders within that called one for assignments and one for content. And we were looking at the assignments. So I double click assignments and there you have one page for every assignment and activity. Now there's so many here because of the way that course has been designed. It'd be more accurate to say that there are 3 assignments there and the rest are activities just using the assignment feature in Canvas. So if we open up the first assignment or one of the assignments, there you go, no content yet. So that's exactly how it would display in Canvas. In fact, let's go and have a look at it. Mark and grade assignments in Canvas is the activity. Mark and grade assignments in Canvas. There you go. No content. That's the Google Doc coming in. We go back to the folder containing all the assignments, adjust Canvas settings. Also no content. Eventually I'll get to one where there's content. Syllabus is home. I think that's maybe no content. That's right, because these are in the order in which I last added them to the folder. So manage a course in Canvas. All right, a little bit more content. Now you're probably noticing that the text goes right to the border. And the reason that is, if we go to manage a course in Canvas, is because when I embed documents in here, if there's any line margin there or page margin there, that will replicate through to Canvas. So set at 0, it's almost in line with the edge of the Canvas page. What was it? Manage a course in Canvas. Click that one. There, the text is loading to the side. Now in a moment I'll show you the way to do this, but that's one of the considerations, is in File, Page Setup. You set the type of page you want, and then I just set the margins to 0, just for now, just because I didn't like the page margin coming through in the embed. You don't have to do that. The benefit of creating a directory in your Google Drive and starting to create pages for every assignment and content sheet and things like that is whether you have access to Canvas or not, or if you're working with people who don't have access to Canvas or don't yet know how to use Canvas, if you set up the content here in Google Drive for embedding, then people can continue working on it. And if the pages are embedded, they'll automatically display in Canvas. So it's kind of a backup to the Canvas content, kind of a for some people an easier way to work. And the big one is that obviously Google Docs is set up for collaborative editing, so we can do the commenting in features, version control, and all of that can be handled in Google. And then the final version is just displayed here in Canvas. So if we go and look at the edit side of things of Canvas, just to see how this looks, I'll have to leave student view. Here we are looking at the activity in the course called Acknowledge Country, which is just an instruction, some advice on how to go about that. If we click Edit and switch to HTML, this line of code. Now, if you've watched the other embed videos, you will have noticed the iframe code. So that's saying the iframe has embedded in it the source of this file on the web, with the width set to 100% of the page and the height set to 500 pixels. So it's always good, especially in Canvas, to set the width to 100%, and then with the height, unfortunately you can't do 100%, so you have to do 500 pixels, 1,000 pixels, depending on the length of the document. Okay, but this code here, you don't have to hand write that, you don't have to type that in from word to word. You go and copy that from Google. So you go to your Google Doc that you're managing, you go File, Publish to the Web. Now I've already clicked Publish, then I click Embed, and you just copy that code there. Copy that, go to the course, the Canvas course. I'll just put it below here to show you what happens. So if you look carefully at this code, and when you do it, you'll notice that the width and height code is not coming through. If you switch away from the HTML editor to the rich content editor, and scroll down there, by default it's sort of embedded itself small. So you go back to the HTML editor, and I don't know why this is the case, but then Canvas has inserted the width and the heights. So I need to change that width to 100%, 50% at the end of it, and the height to whatever I think is necessary. You can just experiment with that around. I generally start at 500 and save that, and that will embed. I won't do it here because this is a real live page. But that alone has now embedded the Google Doc. So you can do the same for Google Slides, obviously for YouTube videos, etc., etc. So the proposition I'm making here with this recording is that you can effectively manage your course in Canvas via external tools that get embedded in. Some people point out, but then you lose some of the recording and tracking functionalities of Canvas, and that's not entirely true. That's dependent on how you've designed it. So as you see, I've designed the Google Drive to be a separate page for every assignment and every piece of content. And so if you embed those separately in Canvas, then you're still recording the same level of interaction from the students. They open this page for this long, etc. Okay, so that's embedding Google Docs. I hope this is thought-provoking, and we might see some discussion about the method.